Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Vinland Saga. It is episode 2, and we are still fresh in, right? I mean, what to say, there was a mysterious group of, let's call them travelers, in the last shots of the last episode. It seemed very much like this might be a raiding party or an attacking party heading towards the little village that our boy Thorfinn is living in. So I guess it's going down very soon. Let's jump in and see what it is about. And as always, if you want to see the reaction with inlaid videos, down in my descriptions is the link. So much being said, here we go in 3, 2, 1, now. Once again, start with the motorcycle, which is really weird. Interesting, the man with the blonde hair was on board of one of the ships as well. Yeah, that's the grave of the slave, yes. Vinland. That change. And I guess the king we've seen was Harald. Nice. Hi, fish. Northumbria. Ah, yeah. And attacked at this time. Wow. That's, well, reminds me of Asterix and the attack during tea time. Damn it, yeah. Sword. Cool. So it's training time. I killed Snorre. Yeah, so it's very unlikely it's you. Why not? Yeah, because there are no warriors or what? Hmm. Okay. Whoa. Oh, he's Christian. He sees a ship or what? Yep. Move. Warship is not good. Nope, not fixed. Interesting, they're not even prepared. Man, look at that. Holy shit. Ooh. Yep. Thor's the troll. Man, you wouldn't stand a chance. The way it looks, they're not even armored now. Yums Vikings. Okay. They talked about Floki. Okay, no attack. Yeah, because he didn't want to be found. Ah, oh man. They want him in. You're just being drafted and you cannot deny. Yeah. Until today. And they're so happy because they don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're already preparing. Yep. Yep. Taking strategic positions. It. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, he wanted to chop off his head. The hero. Yeah, because they don't know. Man, he had no choice there at all. Nah, they wouldn't believe it. Yep. Oh. To travel together, yeah. He doesn't seem like. It's more like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, Thorfinn is getting better. Ow. Oh, it's the mast. Nice. Wow, congratulations. Hmm. Yeah, but that doesn't want him to be a fighter. Time to teach his son, huh? About what it means to be strong. There it is. The chest. Why is something so beautiful so deadly? Huh? Yeah. Whoa. Because he's forced to, man. Whoa. It feels very much like he's not going to come back, but we don't know. Oh, Faroe Island. Oh no. Askelat. And we know Christian. Why? Why that now? I mean, Interesting. There are so many games being played. The outro is 1 minute? Okay, let me just check if there's... Oh. Nope, nothing. Okay. So, let's talk about it, right? Mysterious ending. So, Askelot is being sent out to attack the ship of Thor's and kill him. I see 2 points there. So, what it might be as well as a test, because Thor has been away for many years, and it might be that Floki just wants to see if he's capable of fighting, or to get him back in the fighting spirit. Might be, just might be. Or, although the leader of the Jorm's Vikings may have been willing to forgive Thor for fleeing at this time, Floki is not, and so he had to fulfill what he was asked to do, to go to the village, to offer him to join back in, and therefore being spared, and thus he did that, right? But by using someone else, he can make it look like, well, someone just attacked him on the sea, it wasn't me. So maybe that's it. Still, it's a weird thing because he really pressured Thor's into joining, and he could have done it more weakly, if you know what I mean. He could have done it like, hey, it's your choice. And once Thor said, well, then I will not join in, then he could have said, okay, we attack. And later on, he could have just said, well, he denied. I offered him every chance. I don't know. Maybe he really just wants to be sure that it's not him, right? So he has a perfect alibi. Interesting. The good thing is we will have 2 ships. So as far as we know, it will be the warship of Thor's, and it will be the trading ship that Leif Erikson is traveling with. So maybe that's an advantage they can use. Seeing that Askelot hates Christians and his men, and we know now that Leif Erikson is Christian, which is a bit surprising. Nice thing. There was a lot of history in this episode, and I like that because so Northumbria was at a time being let's call settled by Vikings. It was more like taken over someone in the past, and I remember that there was a long time of war between the Vikings and the English for the northern part of the English islands. Sure, here in this case they have shown a mean attack of the English, although just by war standards, by strategics and tactics, it was brilliant, no question there. Using the weakest point of the enemy, gathering intel, and using that time to strike. The fact that they killed children and women, well, that was not the nicest touch, no question there. But then if you see that, you might think, oh, the poor Vikings. If you have a check at history, Vikings were not so much known for being the most nice guys either. They raided villages and towns, and even like huge ones like Paris in their time, and plundered everything and slaughtered everyone on their way. So I think it is a thing of war at this time that you very much leave burnt ground very often, which is why Thor being drawn back from the war, moving away from the war, is so special, right? Because it seems for many men at this time to be normal or to be acceptable. They just became cruel, and that's it. So in Northumbria, the sister of the Danish king, I think it was, died, and that's a good enough reason for a huge declaration of war. I mean, they attacked a village, so they could have gone for war whatsoever, but having a very valid reason always gives you political reason, so others will join in. You don't have so much pressure from other groups and parties involved. Yeah, so we have multiple parties wanting to go to war with England now, and thus this is why they invite Thor's to join in as well and proclaim him to be the hero. I mean, that's a big one, right? Calling him a hero. I mean, we've seen how efficient he was, how good in slaughtering people he was. So I can see that. He did not really have a choice there. I really have to admit that. This huge warship with very, very well-trained men, already armored, and prepared and moving into position. Yeah, they just stood no chance in this moment. It's a bit the thing, they have seen the ship maybe too late. I mean, we've seen that when it was about the arrival of Halfdan, they at least had some weapons ready. That's a bit weird that they were not at all prepared for an invading group. I would have thought that at least some guards would have been ready. But as Floki said so very well, this village does not know war. It has never seen war. This could have been a disaster. Simply put, if Thor would have denied it, they just would have slaughtered everyone. They would have stood no chance there in this moment. They were all unarmed, had no armor ready. When were outnumbered and outmatched at every position, and they are just normal men who may be Vikings and a little bit trained in war. But on the other side, the Jomsviking is an army, so they are professional mercenaries, soldiers, whatever you want to call them, warriors. It would have been very one-sided. So, but what I said, I like the history touch. So they showed us about Northumbria. They showed that there are multiple parties involved, and so the Danish are in as well. And I like the preparation of the warship, that they showed how it was pulled out of this, let's call it a hut, and they put it on trees so that it rolls towards the sea. So very historically correct, I would say. And the raising of the, in German we call it mast. I'm not sure if it is in English as well. So where the sail is put on. That was cool because they showed that it is not, it's not ready. So you can put this one down and lift it back up later on if you want to. I like those little touches of craftsmanship, of normal life, right? You could have a series that is just story driven, right? And could just go for the story, which they do as well. But no, they show so much parts of the life, of the craftsmanship, of small things around. I really, really dig that. It's really nice. Same goes for the kids fighting. So they showed those spears with the pommel heads, with the with just sandbags, which do hurt still. And they showed the short moment of craftsmanship when Thor tried to repair a cauldron, which did not work because he uses too much strength. It's those small moments. They're really, really good. They get me. The reaction from the village about the declaration of war is sadly a positive one. So most people are like, yay, we have a war, cool, yeah, war is fantastic, we all love war. Which reminds me of, if you check history, the beginning of World War I as example, every nation involved was celebrating. Everyone was marching on the streets, there were parades, let's just say many people were delighted of having the chance to show that they are better than others because they did not know war. And I mean, I was never involved in a war directly, so I don't know either about that, but I do know you shouldn't be happy about a war because there's really not much good about that. So it is a sad moment for Thor there because he had to give in. And then realizing that no one around him really thinks like he does. I'm a bit surprised that he did not talk to his people like, hey, that's not a good idea. I mean, he could have just gone alone. Floki made a small speech trying to get the people of the village in to join in the fight. What if Thor would have appeared alone? I mean, it was about him. If he would have just gone with the trading ship of life. I mean, he was meant to bring in a warship. Yeah, okay, I see that. But, I don't know. One of those people really, really delighted for the war, apart from Ari, who is delighted, was Thor's son, Thorfinn. So he's really digging it, he's really into it. And I think it will be a part of where he realizes, man, I was wrong. I mean, as I said last time, this changed in the intro. I'm waiting for that. Right now he's this happy and delighted boy. He got the stuff, the weapons and armor from his dad, he has seen it. It was a powerful scene that the dad just grabbed the knife and started bleeding. It was quite a moment when Thorfinn himself said it's beautiful. I think it was about the knife, because I, like 5 seconds before, said, how can be something so beautiful be so deadly, so dangerous, so negative, because that's the thing about war. It has a weird pull to it. War and items of war. A tank is a craftsmanship which is incredible, but it is meant to kill people. A gun is the same, a sword is the same. There's a lot of craftsmanship in a well-forged sword, or dagger in this case, or short sword. I'm not sure, I think it was more like a dagger, just very broad. So there's an incredible craftsmanship in the metal being so polished, and it looks so well made. So there is some beauty in it. But if you realized what it is used for, and if you've, as Thor has, seen how it was used and realized it has taken lives and it will take more, this beauty comes with a hefty price. So, but that's something that Thorfinn, being a boy, does not realize and does not understand, which is sad. Thor grabbing it and bleeding over it, by doing so showing that it does not care. A knife does not care, it just will cut, right? Was a strong moment, I think, but it completely went missing on Thorfinn. I was hoping that there would be a moment like where he was like, oh, you're bleeding, Dad, something like that, but he wasn't. He did not care really much in this moment, and he denied his father the speech that he gave, where he tried to make him understand there's never a reason to kill. There is no one you have to kill. There's no one that has to be your enemy. He instead said that he's lying, and that's a strong one. I mean, that's a harsh one. And I'm not sure, but it might very well be that those were the last words to his father, because he's leaving now, and he gave it to his wife to care about Thorfinn. So that might be the last talk between and Thorfinn not listening in many regards there. So we will see if it is that or not. Powerful but sad moment, no question there. Well, let's see where this all is heading to. I think we will have next episode the attack that is being promised right now in the end of the episode. We will possibly... I mean, I know that life will survive, but it feels like it might be that Thor's is going down. Although it might be that this is happening later. I don't know. We will see. That's it from me this time. I like this episode. In general, this series is really good so far. The small details and the history involved is really nice. I like that. And I will see you in the next episode. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, or visit my Patreon. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.